Hi Virgo, this is your forecast for the month of September 2016. This is a general reading for Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, or Virgo Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com, provided on the link at the upper corner. If you have visited the site before, please clear your browser's cache to allow the schedule button to function properly. So Virgo, the first week of September, you appear to be anxious about something. There's a sense of worry, maybe extreme stress or depression. Some of you may be ill, but you may only be thinking of the worst, and maybe this is keeping you up at night. So you obviously have anxiety because there's something that you want to work out in a particular way. You know how you want things to unfold. And because this is so important to you, whether it's this situation or this relationship, it's making it very difficult for you to face the facts about this situation. And so you're preoccupied with it. It's something that's continuously on your mind. You're thinking about it all the time, and it's actually taking a toll on you physically and emotionally. So this card says that you need to take a break. You need to take a step back. You may be blowing things out of proportion, and so you need to recharge your batteries and recharge your perspective, your outlook on things. Because regardless of what is going on, you may be so focused on one outcome that you're actually not considering all the alternatives that are available to you. And you actually have more options than you are acknowledging. Now, maybe you are resistant to some of these alternatives because maybe it doesn't align with your emotions, or on principle you want to go the route that you're in, or maybe your pride won't let you change course. For some of you, you're worried about other people. You're having difficulty in letting people, make their own decisions, live their own lives, and you're worried that they're not doing what you think that they should be doing. But you have to remember to allow other people to make their choices, to have the freedom to live their lives. Even a mistake is really a catalyst for learning. So, you have to let other people make choices, even though those may not necessarily be the choices that you would make. Now, as long as you remain closed and inflexible and not willing to consider other alternatives, you may find yourself stuck in a state of anxiety. So, you may be so focused on getting what you want, who you want, in spite of any consequence, and this is becoming some type of unhealthy preoccupation for you. Now, the second week you have the moon, and this is a major card. So this is an important week for you. So some of you may be focused on maternal figures, and again, if you're a female, you could be experiencing some gynecological issues this week. Some of you, maybe you're having to do some traveling, or whatever it is, you're feeling some strong emotions this week. Maybe your imagination is really taking off, and maybe it's keeping you up at night. Maybe you're having some vivid dreams, or maybe there's just some insecurities and doubt about a situation. You feel uncertain. And for some of you, it's because you are coming in contact with people who aren't necessarily trustworthy. Maybe there's some fears about being involved with someone who is a liar, or who somebody's trying to take advantage of you or deceive you in some way. But this week, you are going to really take a closer look at several aspects of your life. And you're going to need to be completely truthful with yourself, truthful with other people. And it's possible that you are anticipating something, that on a deep instinctual level, intuitively, you feel a sense of distress, you feel anxious, irritable, suspicious, depressed, because on a deep level, you have this strong intuitive link, and you realize that some bad news about someone, from someone or about someone that you know and someone that you care for, some bad news about this person is headed your way. Now, physically, you may be prone to some upsets this week. Maybe you feel, again, especially nervous, or you have some stress-related illnesses. You feel overly emotional. Whatever it is, whatever is going on with you, it's causing you a great deal of stress and anxiety. So you're feeling emotional anxiety. And maybe this is because you are so concerned about someone else and what's going to happen to another person. Maybe there's someone ill in your life. Maybe you're having to care for someone. But whatever it is, you're feeling really emotional, and this could be because you want to take care of someone. This week you may bring out the maternal instincts in you, and that's regardless of whether you're a male or a female. So you may be very emotionally vulnerable this week, and when people say things, you may be quick to take offense, or you may feel criticized. But the key for you this week is for you to find some ways to get away from it all. Take some time out. Do some things that are relaxing to you, things that you enjoy. Because in these moments, you will find a solution to the problems that you're dealing with. And this is going to help you from taking your emotions out on other people and being frustrated. Now, for some of you, again, you're having difficulty in facing some truths. And for those of you who cannot come to terms with some facts, you may be in some type of self-denial. You may be deceiving yourself about your career, your health, or your relationships. And you may find yourself participating in some self-defeatist patterns where your energy, your fears, your anger work against you and work against opportunities that will present for you that could actually change your life situation. Also know that this is a card about, secrets and things that are hidden and things coming to light. So anything that you have been trying to hide, or people that have been hiding things from you, it's likely that this is a week where that's going to be revealed. So again, getting caught up in your situation, whether that's financial, material, emotional, whatever it is, becoming overwhelmed by your emotions can make you become preoccupied in such a way that's actually counterproductive to whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. Now, the Four of Swords is in the third week for you. Now, this may be a progression of something. Maybe you were worried about someone who is ill. Perhaps, ultimately, maybe there is a death. Or maybe you're having to visit someone in the hospital. Or maybe you're a medical patient yourself. Maybe you're, some of you may be attending a funeral. Others of you, maybe you're recovering from your illness this week. Maybe you are regrouping. Some of you were having some anxiety. Maybe you're now reconsidering your position. You're contemplating. You're thinking about what you should do. Maybe you're working behind the scenes. Maybe you're, trying to prepare something. For many of you, this week is a week where you are trying to figure out what your next move should be. So it's going to go one of two ways for you. Either something is going to happen that makes you feel like, yes, I'm back on track, I know exactly what to do, or a situation is going to occur where your sense of security and your motivation is going to be threatened. So many of you, maybe there's an ending of some sort to some process, and you're having to regroup because of some changes that have taken place. Again, you have this card of anxiety and emotion. You need to avoid the temptation to be extreme in whatever it is that you're doing, whether that's by pushing too hard, trying to do too much, or merely not doing enough, doing nothing at all. This could be a week where there's just a lull. There's no communication, there's no activity. Matters could be hanging in limbo for you. And for some of you, that's okay. You've reached a plateau, and so you're good with this break. And if that's the case, the happier you are and the longer you can go with this, maintaining this status quo of just being so without jumping to any conclusions or assuming the worst case scenario, this may be helpful for you. For others of you, there are just too many loose ends, too many things hanging in limbo, and you may feel that you're unable to cope with the situation. Maybe you're just trying to wish a problem away, or maybe there's something that is obviously beyond your capability, or maybe a situation that doesn't have any possibility of saving, and you're still beating a dead horse. You're still trying to save something, you're trying to resurrect something. And in this case, of course, denying the facts will actually do more harm than good. So this is a period where, again, you may not have many choices to consider, but you probably have more than you're willing to consider. You may have been blocking some of the alternatives. Maybe there were things you were hoping to avoid, choices that you didn't want to make. So you may be feeling rather limited by your choices. Now, for some of you, if some deception has been revealed to you, you're going to be forthright in you're going to want to demand an apology and an explanation. If you were in the wrong, though, this is probably a week where you're just going to want to, put things to rest. You're not going to want to deal with it, and you're not going to want to talk about it. But just know that this is a week where if you decide you're not going to confront, what you need to in a timely manner, it could complicate and snowball and create a domino effect where it actually jeopardizes other matters. Now, the last week you have the Six of Pentacles. So for some of you, you may have been considering making some changes that connect to, investments. Maybe, you're looking to buy something. Maybe you're involved in something charitable, or maybe you're focused on trying to save your money for the future or a rainy day. Some of you are concerned about, this is a card that is also about domination and submission. So some of you may feel as if you're in situations where you're having to do things that you don't want to. You basically end up as an indentured servant. Maybe some of you are focused on your basic necessities, or being careful with your money, or maybe you owe money. Or maybe there are people who are dependent upon you and you're having to focus on that. But this is about having or not having the resources that you need, and issues connected to generosity, charity, benevolence. Some of you may be getting exactly what you deserve this week. Maybe you're helping other people. Maybe you're repaying your debts. There could be a focus on systems, social systems. Maybe someone is ill and they're in need of some kind of social or welfare system. Some of you, this is a week where there's going to be some kind of business opportunity, and maybe you will be using your skills. Maybe you'll be getting a promotion. Maybe you're mentoring someone. But you're definitely, going over your ledger, okay? And so whether it's your money, your time, or the opportunities, you're trying to be efficient in those and make sure you're not wasting any effort on any level. Fortunately, this is a week where it's going to be easier for you to come in contact with people who can advance your interests. So make sure that any opportunities that crop up this week, you look at those carefully. Because if you don't take the time to research and examine these opportunities, you could end up paying a higher price than you expected. This is especially important because we were in retrograde with Mercury, and so it wasn't the best time to look at contracts, sign agreements, make deals. But for many of you, this is a week where you're going to feel a new sense of purpose. If you were having some emotional anxiety and trying to figure out what to do, by this week you could very well be clarified on situations, and now you're ready to tackle whatever it is in your daily routine. Some of you, if you had some legal issues, those could be resolved for you this week. Or maybe you're getting a bonus or some kind of recognition. But whatever it is, you're becoming more conscientious. Especially if you had some health issues, you're starting to make some changes this week. Now, for some of you, maybe you're having some ongoing health issues that you've been plagued with all month, in which case maybe you can't sleep or you have nervous tension. Some of you, the focus is financial, and you're realizing that now you're having to pick up the slack for someone else because they were maybe financially irresponsible, or they were neglectful or immature. And so you may have to reap the consequences of their behavior, or even of your own, if you were, if that describes you. So some of you may not be very happy this week with regard to work. Maybe you're dissatisfied. You wish you were doing something different. Some of you might even be thinking, you're so unhappy that you want to quit. But this is a time period where it may be difficult for you to find something else if you do quit your job. So just know that any judgments that you made that were off track could create some additional complications for you, either financially or emotionally. And if you are pushing too hard, even though you're determined this week, you want to get things back on track, if you push a little bit too hard, this friction, you could create some friction in your relationships by doing so. So you may, again, have experienced some anxiety because maybe there was something that you wanted to do, or maybe you had a breakthrough for yourself there where some sudden inspiration occurred to you, you gained some insight, or you wanted something to take off. And maybe you were seeking, some emotional freedom. Maybe you getting out of your routine this month, or maybe you found yourself in situations where you just needed to let go and move on from something. This might have been tied to, some past memories or some connections to your ancestry, or maybe you were mourning something because maybe something has, maybe a situation or a person has passed on, and these are issues that are connected to that. Maybe you're having to tie up financial, transactions in connection to people who are sick or people who have passed, or maybe you're just worried about some endeavor that you're involved in. And maybe you have some unexpected or lucky exchange, though, that actually allows you to fulfill some hope or dream that you have. Some unexpected gift or opportunity could arrive for you this month. And the results may be even better than you hoped. Or you're simply being told this month you need to take some action. There are some issues that you definitely need to address, whether they are emotional, health-wise, or financial. Now, the underlying energy I like very much. So this tells me that regardless of what's going on, ultimately you're going to be okay. You have the Six of Wands as the underlying energy. So this means a victory, some kind of breakthrough. Whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, you're going to reach your goals. And you're going to feel exalted about it. Maybe you even feel inspired to go further. Some of you could be getting some recognition. Maybe you're in the spotlight. You could be getting some good news and making some real progress. But this is going to come with the help of other people. So this is a month where, whether it's at work or at home, some unexpected opportunities are going to come to you. But they're going to require that you demonstrate your leadership, your loyalty, your friendship, your cooperation, and that will be reflected back to you. So this is a month where suddenly you may be in contact with someone who is in a position to assist you or to advance your interests in some way. And so you could have any number of things that go your way. And this is going to come about because you either enlisted the help of others or you extended your assistance to help other people. Now, for those of you who are in some kind of denial, you are more likely to resist any assistance or advice or suggestions that could indeed improve situations for you. And you're going to find that you're not as happy or you're not enjoying yourself as much as maybe you thought you would. Some of you, you know, this card, the underlying energy, gives you a lot of charm and charisma, and so you can use that either constructively or, you know, you're able to turn that on and off. Some of you, you know, some gain that you're hoping to make is either going to be delayed in some way, or it's not going to be quite what you hoped. It's not going to be as large as you expected. But whatever the situation, many of you are going to have some kind of spiritual awakening on some level, or you're going to realize that you need to lay a more firm foundation. But this is going to be a month where you have the capability to repair whatever it needs to be repaired, whatever needs to be clarified, whatever needs to be fixed. You are able to do that in order for you to handle your commitments more efficiently. Okay, Virgo, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I would greatly appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and kind comments. For those of you who have already offered your support, please know that I am grateful. Have a spectacular September, and I look forward to speaking with you next month.